Let's turn our attention to this now. The deaths of initiates will be a key topic of discussion at the CRL Rights Commission. This is the 5th national conference that they are undertaking. That gathering kicking off today in Boksburg, that's on Gauteng's East Rand. Newzroom Afrika's Zola Sholwana attending that event for us, and she joins us in studio. Zola, good evening to you. Let's start with what appears to be something that is, I'm not sure if it's the first time or it's strange that this is becoming more and more prevalent. The abduction of young boys taken into initiation schools, and then monies are demanded of their parents. What are those gathered there saying about this phenomenon?
Well, Oli, the Commission shined the spotlight on the issues that you've just mentioned this year, saying that they believe that in the past 5 years, the Commission has done enough in terms of educating communities, parents, and various stakeholders about these bogus initiation schools, and also churches that are actually victimizing church members, and all these issues. So the Commission mentioned that as much as they can do some work in terms of getting rid of the problem at hand, which is obviously initiates dying in initiation schools, and also opening of illegal initiation schools in different provinces, especially the Eastern Cape and also the Gauteng province. There are various stakeholders that also have to be part of this. You're talking about law enforcement, you're talking about communities, parents as well, because the main objective of the Commission is to educate all the stakeholders so that they are aware and they're able to differentiate from what's right and what's wrong. But let's actually have a listen at what the chairperson of the Commission said earlier.
When it comes to initiation, initiation is a dicey process. It's a cultural process. In terms of the Customary Initiation Act, the traditional leader is responsible in convening that. In other words, no one has the power to convene initiation school in a region where the Inkosi is responsible. However, we have illegal schools that are convened by a cartel of criminals for purpose of getting money. And of course, now what has come in is a new development, are abductions of young people.
Zola, there's also another element to this, and that is the attempted commercialization of what is supposed to be a ritual custom or a traditional custom of circumcision. What do traditional leaders have to say about this, and what's being done about it?
Well, you might have heard the chairperson saying that there's a huge role that they also have to play, because they are in charge in terms of the regional level. And if they do not participate in terms of bringing up resolutions to end the scourge, then it means that we will be anticipating numbers every time the initiation season comes in provinces like your Eastern Cape and Limpopo. But they did mention that they have been doing some work on the ground, communicating with the relevant stakeholders when it comes to this matter. When it comes to that season, the chairperson mentioned that they go to various provinces and educate communities about this, so that they're able to identify bogus initiation schools and the ones that are not. But let's have a listen at what the chairperson has said earlier.
No, it is not that our structures are not take responsibility. We have programs in place whereby National Initiation Oversight Committee holding meetings with the PICCs, guiding them on what to do, getting their state of readiness for the starting of the season. So it is not that we are not doing anything. There's a lot that we are doing, and we request always the PICCs to look for the hot spots and then do the awareness campaign on those hot spots.
More than anything, Zola, when all is said and done, the families who have lost sons, who have lost their children to illegal circumcision schools. All they want is to see the perpetrators behind bars. What about the arrests? What are authorities saying there?
So what we're hearing from the chairperson of the commission is that parents of these boys would usually report these incidents, but for some reason end up, withdrawing their cases. So from what will be said tomorrow and Thursday when the conference ends, there will be resolutions as to, how can they work together with law enforcement to ensure that those that have to be brought to book actually face, criminal charges because, like you mentioned, this is actually a cultural practice, that has actually been turned into, some sort of criminal element at this point. So we will be finding out on Thursday, listening from the cultural experts that will be engaging with all the other stakeholders, what will be done. And all that's going to be discussed on Thursday will actually be helping the incoming commissioners that will be elected in a couple of weeks so that they know in terms of the way forward, where do they start moving forward.
Zola Sholwana, thank you very much for that update.